Oh, and there's also a couple of other games that you can deliberately cross-dress your character, like the Fable series.
Yes. And what's interesting about Fable is, you know what's really cool about Fable is that it doesn't make a big deal out of things. You know, like cross-dressing, same-sex marriage, same-sex adoption. You know, you want to go after this character instead of this character. It's not a big deal. And that's what's so interesting, like the whole Mass Effect 3 thing, right? People are like, we gotta burn EA down because there's the games in this game, you know? It's been Fable for a long time, right? Like did people just not notice? You know, but the thing is, Fable, like, it's not a big deal. It's like, okay, it's part of the game, but there's so many other things going on. It's like, whatever, you just do what you want, nobody cares. You know, so it's interesting perspective of how Fable can do things Mass Effect 3 can't, and yeah.
I don't think people think of it as a gay thing. I think of it as a Peter Molyneux thing.
And another thing that BioWare does with just about every game they do is they let you choose the gender of your character, even in older franchises like Knights of the Old Republic, where you can build your fantasy character however you like.
Chris, want to chime in on that?
Sorry, I did work on the sequel to that. Sorry, I blocked that out of my memory. I'm so kidding. So, just to clarify, very first, Knights of the Republic, very, very fine title done by BioWare, so I don't want to step on any toes here. The sequel was developed by Obsidian, and I really wish we had more time, and if you played it and got to the end, you can blame me after the show. I take full responsibility. Thanks, Mom. I told you not to come to this panel.
We can praise you for the other 79 hours of the game. That was terrific.
Well, thank you very much. You're very kind. But yeah, we feel that allowing the player, I mean, the core essence of a role-playing game is we want you to be able to play the type of character that you want to play. So we try and make sure that we get those gender choices in our games. And if we don't have any resistance from the publisher, which wasn't the case with LucasArts, and we don't have any resistance in terms of the actual code and engine technology, we're all in favor of that. And when I say the code and engine technology, sometimes we go so far with the gender choices in the game that actually, if you actually get a specific quest because of your gender, the ability to actually reverse that gender halfway through the quest would cause the programmers and scripters, God knows how much they just exploded heads trying to fix the problem that would resolve. So sometimes it's a technical limitation, other times there's some pressure from the publisher and here's how those things work out.
Talking about gender choices, when I took over the project for Bard's Tale to do Bard's Tale 3, Thief of Faith, I had a huge argument with people over at Interplay because I wanted to introduce the ability for you to have a female character. Because Bard's Tale 1 and 2, you only could have male characters because I was told that only men would want to play these games. And so once I forced it through and got that out in Bard's Tale 3, a lot of people were saying, finally!
Oh, and another one of Chris's games is a little project called Fallout New Vegas. This is one of my favorite play dress-up games because every item of clothing that you come across has a male and female version. The male springtime outfit is just a pair of slacks, but if you're a woman and you put that on, you have a pretty pink dress. And it's full of things like that.
Yeah, again, the Fallout series, we try to make sure that there's a lot of gender choices in Fallout as well. A lot of the scripting difficulties that we have actually comes out in Fallout as well. Also, I think one thing that going as far back as Fallout 1 sort of drove home is the entire concept of gender actually ends up being a very, very major plot point in Fallout 1. If you guys happen to get a chance to play that title all the way through, you'll see what I'm talking about. And I believe that Good Old Games has it for free this weekend, so if you actually want to download it and check it out, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Woo. Oh, and actually, if you play female in New Vegas, you have the option for a quick path to seduce and murder one of the main villains.
Our creative lead, John Gonzalez, kind of got really excited about that. And he's in the office and he's sitting there telling me about it. And I'm like, John, Getting a little hot and bothered here. Like, slow down a little bit.
And if you don't have any other reasons to play Fallout New Vegas, you get to be shot in the face by Matthew Perry.
And now there are a lot of games that do let you build your own kind of fantasy character, whoever you want to be, and of course choose gender. One of my favorites for that is the Mass Effect series.
So, I think what's really interesting about Mass Effect, and if you see the graphic I put together for this, it's got a cross-section of male and female shepherd. And why I wanted to do that was because in Mass Effect, truly, like, when you come into it, no matter which path you pick, you feel equal to the other path. Like, you never feel like, I've made a mistake being a female character, I've made a mistake, you know, or I'm being punished for being a female shepherd. And you never get like, you know, babies or sweethearts or anything. You know, like the entire game gives her an equal footing with male shepherd. And why I think this game is important to this conversation is the fact that, you know, games give an outlet to people who are exploring, like, who am I and who do I want to be. And a lot of games have female choices where you've got, you know, the little chainmail bikini or something, you know, or the female, well, she's faster, but she's got less health and she's weaker, you know. Whereas Mass Effect 3, you truly have an equal choice there, and you can choose whichever one you want and explore this vast and interesting world as that character and with those interactions.
And that's a factor that we used to find in older MMOs. There you could choose gender and it would have very little significance on the plot at all, but you had tremendous customization options. And one of my favorite MMOs for the high levels of customization is City of Heroes. But this one, it has a vast selection of clothing. You can even choose body sliders that will adjust your bust, waist, and hip ratio.
Well, I would tend to play that almost exclusively as female characters, whether they were heroes or in the City of Villains, any kind of monstrous female villain.
Yep. So the final game we're talking about today is something called Dark Souls. Any fans? Come on, Dark Souls. That's the last year. So what's really interesting, and you may have, for the other few that played this, may have completely missed this. The Dark Souls is a game where you can make your own character and you have a lot of character choices, but one of those choices is gender slider. So you pick male or female, right? Like I want a male, female, or a female character, and you go in, and all of a sudden you see this thing called like hormones. Like, what? And so after you pick your base sex, male or female, you can then actually toggle the hormone level to change the kind of like look and appearance of your character to be more masculine or feminine. And this is a very, very interesting choice, and not very many games have this. So it's not through that initial picking of which sex your character is going to be. You pick that initial sex, and then you can have like a very, very pretty guy, or you can have a super duper butch female character. You know, and it's nice. It's awesome to have that really wide selection of choice there.
And we're running a little short on time. We want to do some question and answers. Are there people that want to do questions? All right, we're just going to take a couple of minutes to round up a couple of issues, and then we'll launch into the Q&A.